Welcome back, listeners, to a brand new episode of Comic Class. Today's Let's Guys, we're going over Hulk vs. Thor Banner of War Part 1. This is supposed to span 5 issues between the Hulk ongoing series and the Thor ongoing series. And yeah, this is the first issue of that 5-part event. And it was very good. So without further ado, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So this story basically starts off showing us, I think his name is Watu the Watcher, and he's basically in a crowd of alien-like creatures basically watching or about to watch the battle between the Incredible Hulk and the Mighty Thor. And as he says, this is going to be a battle unlike any battle we've seen between the two thus far, which is something we were expecting, and I'm expecting to see, King Allfather Thor versus Titan Hulk, the Hulk's new form that got revealed in the last Hulk issue, to fight each other during this 5-part story arc. But yeah, so going off of that, we get to see that Hulk and Thor basically come to blows in that in-between space between dimensions, and Hulk basically punches Thor to where he goes, I guess, into one of the dimensions and lands to this like cartoony type world. Once he lands there, we get to see that Hulk basically follows him, and Banner basically lets him know that he can actually hear what Thor is saying, that he understands everything he's saying clearly. He just doesn't want to listen to Thor and go back to Earth and stuff like that. So we get to see that Mjolnir is actually talking to Thor, which has, I guess, the soul and spirit of Odin inside of it. So he basically wants Thor to go all out against the Hulk, but Thor basically states that if he were to go all out with Hulk, that the planet easily will be destroyed and killing all of the people that inhabit the planet. So Thor basically is talking to Mjolnir, to Odin, and Hulk is talking to Betty, as Betty claims that something's different about Thor as well. And when they see each other talking to someone that's clearly not there, they basically question each other on who exactly each one is talking to. And after staring each other down, they go back into combat. Now Sif, which is the person that controls the Bifrost, basically is told by Thor to take them to a place that will be safe from casualties and, free from casualties. And Sif basically Bifrosts them out of there and sends them to a celestial hand. Now, the Black Hand of God, I think is what it's called, which is a celestial severed hand, which is really cool, is going to be the battlefield for Thor and Hulk's battle, at least this first battle, which is round 1. And Watu's basically there with the aliens, basically about to watch this battle. And apparently this Black Hand Coliseum is where a lot of the greatest battles that have ever been waged in the Marvel Universe, in the multiverse, have been fought. So this is really cool and really shows the scale of what this fight is probably going to become. So we get to see scale, type of like stare down between Hulk and Thor, and we get to see like this Street Fighter 2 fighting game type homage with health bars and the titles of their names and the versus symbol, and it basically says round 1 fight, and we get the fight beginning, which was really cool, and we just see Mjolnir doing a lot of damage to the Hulk. Eventually, Thor basically puts Mjolnir on top of the Hulk's back, stating that there's no way he'll be able to lift it as he's not worthy, and that he takes no pleasure in possibly having to kill the Hulk, or at least incapacitating him to take him back to their main universe. But Bruce basically is trying to struggle to get the hammer off, and he talks to Betty. He tells her to give him all the information of all their fights up to now, him and Thor's fights, and he takes in all the information, basically getting all the fights they've ever been through inside of his mind at once, or in succession, and this leads him to come up with the idea that he can't lift Mjolnir, so he'll just pick his body up and have Mjolnir go through his stomach, or at least that's what it seems like, his chest area. So we also get to see this brutal scene with, we can see like his rib cage and stuff, so that's kind of crazy. And this surprises Thor that the Hulk would go through these type of lengths to basically beat him. And once the Hulk basically gets up, he tells Thor to pick up his hammer, which Thor brings Mjolnir back to him, and they continue their fight, where the Hulk basically grabs Thor and smashes him with his iconic Hulk smash. which is a really cool scene. You even see Latu and the aliens basically surprised the type of damage this is causing to the Colosseum. We get to see basically that Bruce is basically getting to the point where he feels like he can actually beat Thor, but this is where we see that Thor throws Mjolnir into the sky without the Hulk noticing, and he gets to hear the sound of thunder. And I guess it starts raining a little bit as well. And with the rain hitting the Hulk basically states that Thor actually thinks rain is gonna be able to stop him in thunderstorms, and this is where Thor basically says that it's not a thunderstorm that Hulk is hearing, but the sound of Mjolnir breaking the sound barrier, and we get to see that Mjolnir is coming from space and lands into the Hulk, completely destroying, I guess, the Colosseum in general, and sends them tumbling inside of the Black Hand. And we get to see that we get a ton of this like action panel combination basically of different action that's taking place in one giant splash page, which is pretty cool. Sometimes this is okay. I'm not really a big fan of putting a lot of different action sequences in one splash page. I'd rather have them have their own panels, but overall, pretty good. They basically go into the Black Hand of God, basically, and land inside of it, I guess. And this is where the fight basically starts to continue, and both of them have taken a little bit of damage, not really a lot. This is just them, like, in their base forms, basically, base stats, I'm guessing. So, we get to see that Odin tells Thor to let him loose, son, and he basically tells him that he has an idea, so Thor throws Mjolnir to the Hulk, and before Bruce can react to it, he's hit by Mjolnir, and this sends Bruce flying backwards inside of his mind, as well as the Hulk in the physical plane, basically getting shot backwards as well, I'm guessing. And we just see that when Mjolnir made contact in this way, it's allowed Odin to basically, I guess, go inside the mind of the Hulk and interact himself and meet with Bruce Banner. And that's how the issue ends, with a teased confrontation between Odin and Bruce Banner. We even see Odin come out of like this like portal that shows like space behind him and stuff like that. So I guess he's like invading the mind of Bruce Banner by some like type of like time space shenanigans and that, which is really cool, considering Odin's only a spirit and a soul, I believe, inside of Mjolnir now. So that's crazy. He still has that type of power and that type of ability and technique to be able to go in Bruce Banner's mind, the Hulk's mind, basically, and talk to Bruce Banner. And yeah, that was Hulk vs. Thor: Banner of War Part 1. Overall, very good start to this 5-part event. I was not expecting it to have as much action as it did. I thought the first issue would basically, part 1 would basically be just set up for the fights to come. Now, the fact that they said round 1 makes me think that we are going to get 3 rounds in this 5-part mini-series. I was hoping that if they were going to do 3 parts, or 3 rounds, I would have liked it to be at least 8 issues long, maybe 10 or 12 issue long mini-series, kind of like something similar to Crisis on Infinite Earths, or even the Infinity Gauntlet, which was like, I think 6 or 8 issues long. I think that would have been good for this, but if it has the type of pacing it had in this issue, it's very possible we can get the 3 rounds in the 5 issues. So we'll see. We have 5 parts. We only finished part 1, so we have 4 more parts to go, which will be continuing in Thor. I think it's 25, and then Hulk issue 7, I believe. And then you'll end, I want to say, with another Hulk versus Thor: Banner of War, which will be Omega, I think, because this was Alpha, which will be part 5, I think. So I'm not sure about that, but I think that's how it's supposed to be scheduled and put out. But that's gonna be all, guys. If you like the video, be sure to subscribe, as we will be covering the rest of the parts in this Banner of War event story arc / storyline. It was very good, and we are going to be covering it when it's coming out, so be sure to subscribe for more comic videos as we cover other comic material on the channel, such as comic book runs, discussion videos, and versus battles as well as power scale and tier list videos too. But until the next video, guys, God bless you. Until the next lesson, keep on reading those comments.